Logger's Lunchbox is a device that combines global power and audio processing in one unit that hooks to the bottom of a DSLR camera. But let's start from the beginning.
So recently I was on a shoot where I actually had to use a DSLR for a full run and gun one-man band sort of deal. I think they're awesome tools.
Like everyone else, we started mixing DSLRs into our workflow. The picture quality was great, but the ergonomics were so bad they started to interfere with our work.
There's problems with the power not staying on as long as we need it to.
I mean, my batteries died halfway through an interview. I had to tell the CEO of a company, hold on, I gotta switch batteries on my camera. My audio recorder batteries then suddenly died. I said, hold on, I gotta plug in my audio recorder.
There isn't a good way to get audio in.
I had like a Tascam recorder, separate audio recorder around my neck. I'm monitoring audio on the side of that, and I've got to feed out of that into a Juice Link recorder into my camera just to be able to get low noise preamps with Magic Lantern installed on my DSLR.
There's no phantom power. There's no standard connectors for audio. They weren't pulling their weight in the field.
Here we are building this like Frankenstein's monster type of camera by adding on different audio components to do what we needed to do and power components. And there hasn't been that one tool that really simplifies the audio process, that simplifies the power process, that really helps make everything easy to convert a DSLR to a production style camera.
We decided to look at how other people are handling these problems. We were looking for global power that can run everything, a way to get audio into the device with phantom power. We also needed monitoring from the camera so we could see if the audio was good with a volume control so you could turn it down. And we needed a way to get it all put together in a package that didn't look ridiculous. For all this money, we could switch these jobs back to real cameras. The old cliche applies. If you want something done right, sometimes you have to do it yourself. So after hundreds of napkin drawings, a bunch of research, talking to a lot of other camera people, the Logger's Lunchbox began to take form. Our first prototype was called 1.1, the first guts prototype for all the electronics. It wasn't pretty, but it answered all of our questions. First, it solved the DSLR power dilemma. It works with 12 or 14.4 volt broadcast batteries, power sources of all the common chemistries. We settled on a high-speed switching circuit that automatically goes to the 4-pin when power is applied. You can change it right in the middle of the shot. A single multi-pin connector provides all the connections to the camera, power and audio. Then we added more things. 2 XLR inputs, switchable between mic and line level, switchable phantom power on both of the inputs, audio level control, headphone preamp with volume control that uses the signal directly from the camera, accessory power outputs with overload and short circuit protection in both 2.1 and 2.5 millimeter barrel sizes. And to help with the Frankenstein ergonomic problems, we figured a way to get it all into one single box. Or should I say, 2 boxes. The external form of the Lunchbox boiled down to 2 major styles, the first of which had a compact shoulder mount device we called the Run and Gun. Run and Gun already has most of the features worked out. The broadcast standard 4-pin power input, monitor headphone jack, 2 full XLR isolated line level outputs, 2 XLR inputs, a place for your ENG wireless receivers, a single line mic phantom rotary control for the mic inputs, a 1-inch diameter system handle above your eye line with 2 1/4-inch accessory mounting holes. Accessory power outputs, rugged left channel, right channel, and monitor volume knobs. A single multi-pin connection to the camera. Also an internal ear-level speaker for camera audio monitoring. The system will also be black in color. And this thing we call Studio. This is prototype 2.3 Studio. On the front, the same U60 style battery connection, and it uses the same multi-pin cable as the larger box. Over on the driver's side, we start out with a rugged 1/4-inch headphone jack, then 2 identical stacked channel strips that have level controls. It sits under the camera. It doesn't provide some of the ergonomic tools of the Field Lunchbox. But mainly, it has the same kind of features, except it's small. As the idea kept developing, we were showing them to people for testing, and everybody was trying to secure one for themselves. Everybody seemed to want to acquire one. So it became clear that if we spent more time, or maybe even all of our time making these things, a lot of people would be a lot less miserable shooting DSLR video. To make this totally awesome, we need your help. This is a significant project that can help a lot of people do great things a little easier. For this to work, We need to automate board production. We need to automate some of the processes making this. It's a little different than making one or two for you and your friends. This first manufacturing run, or micro run, is completely devoted to Kickstarter. And we're offering it at a discount to thank you for helping us get started. You can read about it more in the pledges section below, which I guess is this way. We've gotten a lot of great help from a lot of wonderful people, but the bigger we can make this, the better it can be. So, thanks so much for watching.
Plants grow so slowly we usually can't see it happen, but there are other ways that they're invisible to us.
Out of sight, plants are constantly converting sunlight into sugars.
NASA uses specialized infrared cameras to observe the hidden life of plants. In the public lab community, where we work on affordable, do-it-yourself versions of scientific equipment, we've developed a handheld version of this fascinating photographic technique. The tool we've developed is simple and works just like a normal camera, and is cheap enough that anyone can have one.
Let's see what the world will look like through your Infragram camera. Look how these false color images highlight growth, while these enhanced NDVI composites bring out details of plant health.
It works because plants absorb red and blue light to produce sugars, but not infrared. So by comparing the infrared with the visible light, we can see how productive the plant cells are. Why is this important? We're going to bring that technology and power to everyday people, from gardeners examining plants in their yards, to organic farmers, wetlands activists, and more.
So infrared photography for agriculture is very exciting because we're looking at very complex biological systems, and the more information that we can get about how they're functioning mid-season allows us to make adjustments. And so especially the low cost point that we're talking about here is extremely exciting.
We started trying to get infrared photography of the wetlands after the BP oil disaster, but the existing tools are extremely expensive.
Public Lab allows citizens and watchdog organizations to speak to scientific experts and government specialists in the visual language they are familiar with.
But this camera is not just for experts. We see a role for infrared photography in the home as well, so geek gardeners can learn about the growth of their household plants.
We've worked hard to make these experimental cameras affordable enough that anyone can take part in this kind of photography. Join a growing movement of data-driven, MacGyver-inspired innovators who want to change how we understand the ecology around us. From gardens and farms to the riverbanks and coastlines nearest you, join us in exploring, understanding, and democratizing this unique form of photography.
We are Capture Beyond Limits. We are a photo and video equipment company specializing in lightweight and portable equipment for outdoor photographers and filmmakers. I'm Chris Mabey, a mechanical engineer and professional photographer.
I'm Kip Hackey, I'm an electrical engineer.
Normally when you're going out into the field with all your photography equipment, you're already going to have a tripod strapped to the outside of your bag. With a conventional slider, adding a 2 or a 4 foot section of slider is going to make it unbalanced or cumbersome or difficult to maneuver. So we saw that there was a real need to create a lightweight slider that you could break down into smaller sections and fit inside of your bag.
As engineers and also photographers, we're able to design this product to cater to photographers' needs.
We created the Nebo slider, the most lightweight slider in the world. It weighs less than my camera and lens I have here, and it is incredibly easy to take into the field.
This 40-inch slider can break down to fit a carry-on, your photography backpack, or even a normal, regular backpack.
The idea for the Nebo slider was born while on assignment in the national parks. We were on a 2-day assignment to visit 3 parks to capture the government shutdown of 2013. We wish that we could have taken a slider to capture time lapses, but the current equipment we had was too big and took too long to set up. And so if we had a lightweight, compact, easy to take down option like the Nebo slider, we could have gotten a lot more content.
So we spent the last year designing and prototyping a slider that would solve these problems. The motorized version weighs in at 3.2 pounds. It has adjustable speeds and runs off a 9-volt battery, so you can get the battery no matter where you go.
And for filmmakers that feel like they don't need a time-lapse motor, we have a non-motorized version that weighs in at just 2.2 pounds. We've partnered with Clickily camera bags and Faisal tripods to offer you packages with the Nebo slider. The Nebo slider is made out of anodized aircraft-grade aluminum and carbon fiber to make it lightweight and stable.
The slider comes with a center mount and also 2 side mounts. So for a lightweight setup, you can use 1 tripod, and for more stability, you can use 2 tripods. We've already picked our suppliers for the Nebo slider and had a small quantity produced by them.
Once funding is complete for our Kickstarter project, we will be able to fund our first full production run of the Nebo slider.
Hi, my name is Iris, and I'm the founder of Kula. I founded the company 3 years ago to bring 3D photography to anyone. We are here on Kickstarter, so you can use your own camera to take 3D pictures. We have developed 2 different devices to take 3D pictures and videos. Kula Deeper is for your SLR, Kula Bebe is for your smartphone. Our image processing software, Kula Code, can transform the images and videos to basically any 3D format available. Now you will be able to use your own camera to take 3D pictures and videos.
Right. That's very impressive.
3D. That is cool.
Ah. Hoopsan in the lava.
Ja,
super.
Ik ben dan alle vet
gedaan.
We are going to use the funding from Kickstarter for production of Kula Deeper and Kula Bebe. Please let us bring 3D photography to your memories and pledge for a project. Thank you very much.